quick demo where I'm going to show how you can use macros inside of Roll20 to do some interesting things for the icons role-playing system. I'm sure that these ideas I'm about to demonstrate could be expanded into connecting to character sheets and things like that. But let me just show you some basics. So right now I have a document which I will share in the comments of this video. And in this document, I've got three different macros. The first one is for a generic macro that will ask you both for your trait, the value of your trait. So this would be like prowess and then 7, and then the target number. So whatever the opposing number that your enemy or the fixed difficulty number is. It'll ask you those three things, and then it'll calculate the results. So let me show you this. You can actually paste this into your chat bar inside of Roll20. You can also assign it to buttons. So let me just paste it right there and show you how this works. So let's say that prowess is going to be our trait that we're using. Let's say our prowess is 7. And then the opposing difficulty number, maybe the opponent's prowess or something like that, is 5. I'll hit submit, and it calculates everything and tells you the outcome, and you can hover over the outcome and or the die and actually see the numbers that were rolled if you're interested. So that's how that works. And let me just pause and show you how you can actually go up to the collection tab on the top right, and you can add this macro that I just created, and we can put it on, so it's just going to assign it to a button, and we're going to just call this roll all the dice. That's similar to one I already have set up, and I'm going to save changes. Make sure to check in bar, and I'm going to turn the other ones off so that I had earlier. Roll all the dice, and you'll see down here there's the button. Go back to the chat here, and I'll say roll all the dice, and I'm going to enter in this case, we'll say strength is what I'm rolling, and my strength value happens to be a 5, and the target number of my opponent is going to be a 3. And I'll hit submit, and you'll get a 2, and that is how that works. Now, there is another version of this macro, and also notice in this document I'm sharing the blue bold text shows what you would want to replace with, in this case, your character name. I just put super guy in for an example. Now, if you wanted to have a different button for each of your traits and powers, you could simply go in and go to your macros and have one. In this case, you'll notice I've got prowess 7 actually in the description, and then here, which is highlighted in blue bold over in the example text, is the number for my prowess. So instead of popping up and asking me what it is, this will go ahead and automate that part of it. So it'll ask fewer questions. I'll save changes. I'll add it to the bar. I'll go in and go back to the chat window, and I'll click prowess. So notice it doesn't ask me what my trait is. I'm just going to say, what is my target number? And I'll say target number is 5. And I got a 0 in this case. So that saves things, makes things a little easier. So I could have a button here for each of my 6 abilities plus my power. So maybe have 10 or so buttons, but it's going to automate all of those things, and then I'll just enter in the difficulty number as appropriate. One note: if you have specialties that apply, then you just the quick way to make that work within the system is just modify the target number accordingly. So if your target number is 5, but you have a specialty of, let's say, a +1 specialty, then you just make that target number, instead of a 5, it's a 4. So that's a quick way to add those factors in. So let me show you this final thing. This one's a little bit more involved, but it's a little more impressive. Let me first show you what the end result is, then I'll show you how we got there. This is a macro which also tells you your effect. Who knew that that was even possible? So we're going to go and we're going to say, in this case, we're going to make a macro. This is prowess again. So we're going to say this is prowess showing effect. And it actually does a little table call. I'll show you how that works in a second. But let's see, prowess showing effect. Okay, so here's the button I just added. Let's go over here, and this already has my prowess rating factored in. It's going to ask me once again what the target number is. We'll just say 4, and I'll hit submit. And I got a major success. And so how did that? Now the one downside is it's not going to show you. It's going to show you the outcome of the number, which is kind of embedded in this macro, which in this case is a 3. Doesn't show you what all the dice you rolled. But it does show you that it is a major success automatically. Now the way we got this to work is over in the catalog, or I forget what you call this toolbar, the collection toolbar over here. Down here, there's a thing called Rollable Tables. And what you do is you set up a table. I have them set up for most of the outcomes, but not all of them. So let me say for a -6, what do I want to say if it is a -6? So for 5, that is a massive failure. For a -6, it's also going to be a massive failure. So I said add a rollable table. It adds a new one down here. I'll double click it, and I'm going to name it -6. And I'm going to add a value, which is going to be massive failure. And the way the macro works is it actually, let's go take a look at the macro for just a second. It actually, I'm going to make that a little bigger so you can see it a little more easily. So in this case, it says emote this text, which is super guy rolls prowess 7 versus a, and then here's the target number that it got from the pop-up that you enter in a value to, and gets an outcome of, and this is a little complicated, but basically you're taking 7, you're subtracting the target number that appeared in the little pop-up that happened. It's going to add D6 minus D6, and it's going to take all that, and it's going to give you a value, and the value could be a 3 or -1, that sort of thing. And then this little tag here called 1T, that's actually calling a table, and it says call the table. In this case, a table, if it was a -6, the -6 table, it'll actually display whatever is in the table. There's a single row, and in this case, this is massive failure. So this is the way it goes about figuring out based on a target value. Let's get a failure here. I'll put in a target number 10. I will surely miss that, I think. Yep, and I got a failure. What do you know? I got a -2, so that's a failure. Let's do it again. Let's put in, let's see. Let's do only a 4. I should be able to succeed on that. I hope a moderate success. And there you have it. This is a way, I think, of really speeding up some of your games, and this everything I showed you could be expanded to have a custom character sheet that the items of the character sheet could roll and perform the macros that I just displayed. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you very much.